Hello, today I'm going to give you a short overview of social work as a career, what it is, the different types of social work, how you can get into it, and what you can start doing now if you're interested in this career path. Social work is a profession focused on supporting people when they are facing difficult or challenging situations in their lives. This could be because of illness, disability, mental health issues, family breakdown, poverty, or safeguarding concerns. Social workers work with individuals, families, and communities to help them stay safe, improve their well-being, and live as independently as possible. For example, a social worker might support a child who is at risk, help an adult with learning disabilities access the right care, or work with a family who is struggling to cope. They don't just give advice, they assess situations, make plans, link people with services, and sometimes make difficult decisions to protect vulnerable people. At its core, social work is about balancing care and support with protection and responsibility, always putting the needs and safety of the person first. Many people choose social work because it is a meaningful, people-focused career. You are working directly with individuals, families, and communities, often at times when they really need help, and you can see the impact of your work on people's lives. There is also a strong demand for social workers across the UK, which means good job opportunities and long-term career stability. Social work is a regulated profession, so once you are qualified and registered with Social Work England, you have a recognised professional status that is valued by employers. There are also clear progression routes. You can start as a newly qualified social worker and move into senior, specialist, or management roles, or work in specific areas such as mental health, safeguarding, or child protection. This means you can this means you can continue to develop and grow throughout your career. If your undergraduate degree is not in social work, you can apply for a postgraduate qualification such as a master's or postgraduate diploma in social work. There are also fast track routes and apprenticeships which combine training and paid work. The master's in social work is the most common route. It usually takes 2 years and includes academic study and real life placements. When you finish, you can register as a qualified social worker with Social Work England. Something really important to be aware of is that your social work course must be approved by Social Work England. This is the professional regulator for social workers in England. If your course is not approved by Social Work England, you cannot register as a qualified social worker, which means you cannot legally work as one. So when you're researching masters in social work courses, always check that they are accredited by Social Work England. The one that we offer at the University of Greater Manchester is accredited by Social Work England. Looking at the funding option, you have the NHS Social Work Bursary, which is a grant that does not need to be repaid. What it covers is that a contribution to tuition fees, a non-income assessed grant for living costs, and an income assessed maintenance grant. Bursaries are capped, limited in number, and allocated via universities, often based on interview performance or on a first come first basis. Something to make a note of is that if you receive a full social work bursary, you are not eligible for a postgraduate master's loan. And looking at the other side, you do have the option of a student finance postgraduate loan as well. You can apply for a postgraduate master's loan from Student Finance England. There is up to £12,858 for courses starting on or after August 1st, 2025. Please make sure that you always check because every year the figures might change. The loan is intended for tuition fees and living costs. Moving on to the degree apprenticeship. A social work degree apprenticeship is a paid route into becoming a social worker. You work for a local authority or social work care organisation while studying part-time for a social work degree. Your employer pays for your training, so there are no tuition fees, and you earn a salary at the same time. When you finish, you gain a recognised social work qualification and can register with Social Work England, just like someone who studied through a university route. This is a really good option if you prefer learning while working and want to avoid student debt. Now looking at the fast track and paid routes. So fast track routes are intensive training programs designed to help postgraduates qualify as social workers more quickly while being paid. These routes are competitive, but they are very popular because you earn a salary while you train and gain a professional qualification. Frontline focuses on working with children and families. Trainees work in local authority, children's services, supporting vulnerable children and young people. You train on the job while completing a postgraduate qualification that leads to Social Work England registration. Think Ahead is the fast track route into mental health social work. You will work with people who have mental health needs, often in NHS or community settings, while completing a postgraduate qualification. With Step Up Social Work, this is aimed at people who already have some experience working with children and families. It is a government-funded programme that trains you to become a social worker in children's services through intensive learning and placements. All of these routes include academic study, supervised practice, and professional support. They are fast-paced and demanding, but they lead to a fully recognised social work qualification and registration with Social Work England. Looking at the entry requirement, you need a degree with any subject. You must show relevant work experience working with people. Universities and schemes want to see commitment, understanding of social work, and evidence that you can cope with the role. Work experience is key. When applying for social work, your experience is often more important than what subject you studied at university. Employers want to see that you have spent time working with people, especially those who may be vulnerable, and that you understand the realities of care and support work. This experience can come from paid roles such as working in care homes, support work, or healthcare settings. It could also come from volunteering, youth work, community projects, or working with families, older people, or people with disabilities. When you apply for a social work course or fast track scheme, employers are not just looking at your grades, they are also looking at who you are as a person and how you cope in real life situations. They want to see empathy, which means being able to understand how people feel and treat them with kindness and respect. They look for strong communication skills because social workers need to speak clearly, listen carefully, and write professional reports. They also look for resilience, which means being able to cope with pressure, difficult situations, and emotional challenges without giving up. Reflection is very important in social work as well, which means being able to think about your own actions, learn from mistakes, and understand how your behaviour affects others. Finally, they want to see a genuine commitment to social work, that you understand what the role involves and that you are choosing it because you want to make a difference, not just because it's a job. These qualities are often just as important as your academic ability when being solicited. Finally, just to let you know, the careers team at the University of Greater Manchester can help you, with things like personal statements, applications, interview preparation, and finding relevant experience. If social work is something you're interested in, come and talk to us. We offer drop-ins every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in our careers office, and you can also book one-to-one appointments with us. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.